This is Toni speaking, and I'm chair of the Cook County Democratic Party. I'd like to welcome you to the 80, our podcast about the party, its candidates, and its leaders. We're beginning the podcast by interviewing our elected Democratic committee people to discuss their backgrounds and thoughts about the history and future of our party. Today, I'm excited to welcome Blanca Vargas, who is from Cicero Township. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
So we're very grateful that you could join us, Blanca. And I understand from your resume that you have a long history of involvement in Democratic politics in Illinois. So could you share that with us? I understand you began in the 70s with Dan Walker.
Yes, I did, indeed. In fact, I was recruited by a former pet queen to work for Dan Walker. And I worked for also during the campaign, and I worked in the canvas, and it was so exciting because I was learning a lot of techniques and how to register people to vote. And then later on, years went by, and I started working for the governor's office as a Spanish-speaking translator. And from there, I stayed in state government for approximately 35 years.
Oh, wow. So you worked in state government in a variety of positions for 3 decades.
Yes. I worked for several governors. And also I love to work with the human rights matters. So I worked with the Department of Human Rights for approximately 35 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and that particular position help our community to understand about what the rights are, where to go by if you feel you've been discriminated against.
Okay, very good. Very good. Now, I understand you also have done some work with Central States Service Employment Redevelopment. Is that right?
Yes, Central States there.
Yeah, tell us about that. Now, that organization does work around employment training, as I recall.
Yes, in fact, I learned right before I started working for SARE or being on the board for Central State SARE. I used to work for the Urban League, Chicago Urban League.
Okay.
So that's where I learned my techniques in reference to about employment and training. And that's how I became a board member for Central State SARE, which is an organization that is helping people to be trained on the job training.
Right. I know that the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership works with SARE around employment training. So we're very grateful to you for being a partner.
Yes, it's very important to help our community, especially young adults or anyone that wants to get into some type of trade. Is if they don't have the education of college, at least they have the technology and learning how to work in several trades. So those apprenticeship programs that they have on the board are very, very important. It could start from secretarial all the way to carpentry and electricians.
All right, so there are a variety of career paths that are available to people with training from the organization.
Yes. It's an organization that I've been involved with since 1972 as well.
Okay. All right. Now, you are presently, of course, our Cicero Township Democratic Committee person. So tell me about Cicero.
Well, Cicero is a community that is predominantly Hispanic American. And we have the individuals that are monolingual. So that's why I have now a position in the town government in order for me to be the Hispanic liaison. Besides to work as a township committee woman, I can emphasize the ideas of knowing to make sure that the needs are there for our Hispanic community, such as because of the epidemic, as you know. So we have the problem of people not having work, they're unemployed, or they cannot pay rent, or they cannot pay utilities or mortgage. So in this case, also they lack food. So I was able to work with the Chicago Food Depository and agree with them to have the food coming to our town. So the town of Cicero and Unity High School, which is part of the District 99, we are now conducting, we conducted, in the summer already, several food drives. From May all the way up to August. And now we're starting all over again, starting this month until the month of June. so that our community would be able to get that particular need that is needed at this time, at their tables.
Right. The Greater Chicago Food Depository has worked with a variety of municipalities and not-for-profit organizations and religious institutions, I know, to try to distribute food to communities in the pandemic. It's been a tremendous challenge, I know, for them. They've seen a dramatic increase in demand.
Yes.
And you've seen that undoubtedly in Cicero as well.
Oh, yes, definitely, definitely. That's why, as a township committee woman, I was able to get in contact with them to make sure that we were going to be helping our community in Cicero.
Now you
So
work for the city. You work for the city
now I
of
just started
Cicero.
working.
You work for the city
Now
of
I just
Cicero.
started working.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Only since the month of since the epidemic.
Yes.
Also, I said I needed to be busy because I could not have my office open. So I was able to, I had to close it, and I knew I wasn't going to be doing anything. So I was able to work in an environment that was social distancing, of course, so that we will be able to help our businesses, which, also your office was able to help, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
And through them, some people were able to apply. So it's very important that our businesses are working, and also that our community are getting their stimulus, like the rental or this through CIDA, remember? So there is very helpful to work with that particular project. So in order, I'm not working with them personally, but I know it is in setting. Family Focus and all the community-based organizations are very instrumental in giving a hand to our community. So that's why it is important that in our town, people will be able to know also about the vaccination. Even senior citizens at this time, we are administering the vaccination going on from now until probably next week for senior citizens first. Anyone that is over 65 years old, they're coming to get vaccinated. In fact, I got vaccinated myself too.
All right.
So
Very good.
My vaccine, yeah. So projects like this is very important. Also, the masks is very important. So we gave approximately 20,000 masks so far. So we planning to give another 5, hopefully soon. And so that since now the epidemic isn't gone, so we still have to revolving the particular cycle of having the masks, the PPE items for senior citizens or for individuals that are in need. Also, I try to help my senior citizens, closely because they need more help than anyone. So at this time, they've been, I've been asking them, have you received your water bill discount? Have you received your discount in different areas that are coming from the town? So this way they will be able to be happy, and they don't feel alone, because you know how important it is to help our senior citizens. They don't feel the loneliness.
Exactly. Now, you, I think, are the first woman and the first Latina to be elected to your post. Is that right? Is that correct?
At the Cook County level. Yes, I'm very privileged that the town of Cicero, well, I've been in this town for the past 30 years, so everybody knew me, right? Not everyone, but I had a 75% of the votes from our community. And so I am very, very privileged, and people are very happy, and they want me to continue working with them, and they miss me when they don't see my name on the ballot.
All right, well, that's really good. Now, this is a momentous moment in our country's history. We have a new president, of course, President Biden and Vice President Harris. What do you hope to see out of this administration, particularly in relation to issues that impact your community?
Well, definitely our people are very, are enjoying very much the fact that she was elected. And like I told them, your voice is your vote. So when you vote, you have a voice. So you must use it, and you must be instrumental, and also giving us an idea of how are we going to be able to help you. So many of the people said, as long as they don't cut our Social Security, so senior citizens will be okay. Also, the DACA students, they have the faith in getting the particular reform approved by Congress this particular time, especially with Vice President Harris, that she's also an immigrant and also a daughter of immigrants,
A child of
and
immigrants.
also, yes, and she has her heart right there for DACA. Yeah, so the DACA, they're going to do it very well, and we have future citizens, because if they become citizens too, they will be qualified, seen as citizens to vote and to be very progressive in our communities, because they're being educated as well. So that's DACA. And the other one is the reform that we're going to be talking about. People have to be here in the United States, and they're going to be checking their records for the past 10 years to make sure that they have, the proper documentations, and to make sure they don't have any criminal history.
Okay. All right. So immigration-focused concerns are primary in your community. Are there other
Yes.
issues that you hope the Biden administration addresses?
Yes, this is exactly what he signed a bill probably last night, correct? And if he's going to keep his promise that he said, in the first 100 days, we are going to be diligently and waiting for this particular item to be addressed.
I think that the president promised two things: that he would introduce quickly a bill to impact the pandemic, both around healthcare and economic development, and then second one was immigration. So those are the two big commitments that he made, running up to the inauguration. Yeah.
Yes. And do you think there might be possible that the president might be thinking about sending the vaccines, except for the town of Cicero?
Well, I think one of the real challenges that the president has is that he's kind of been left a mess. We did a great job as a nation developing a vaccine in absolutely record time. Usually it takes almost a decade to develop a vaccine, and vaccines were developed in less than a year. So that's wonderful. But we do not have a production plan. We don't have enough vaccine. I know that in Cook County, we don't have enough vaccine. And secondly, we don't have a transportation, distribution, logistics plan to be sure that the vaccine is distributed fairly and equitably. So there's a challenge around vaccine production and distribution, and there's also a challenge around the economic impacts of the pandemic. And I think that the legislation that the president has proposed will try to address those two challenges: the health issues themselves related to the pandemic, and then of course the economic impact. So I think many of our listeners and viewers might be young people. And so you're a woman who is first in a lot of ways. You're the first member of the Latinx community to represent Cicero in the Democratic Party caucuses. And you're also the first woman to hold that position. So what would you like to say to the young people who might be listening or viewing?
Well, to get involved, to start knocking doors, to volunteer whenever it's possible, to be part of your educational projects after school, because community involvement, including your political activism, will be able to help you to go the right path in order for you to be successful and even get elected. So you never know about our young adults. They can be somebody will be those individuals that are really, they can have enough time, enough effort, enough heart in the community engagement in order for them to be prosperous in this country. So
the message to young people is get involved, particularly get involved in civic organizations and activities. And our new leaders, our younger leaders, will come from that cohort of folks who take the opportunity to serve and to be involved. So thank you.
Yes, exactamente, right. And so I just wanted to say something that I wanted to mention to you, since I was a national Democratic delegate to Jimmy Carter. I was so thrilled to know that he's not be able to, he wasn't able to attend the inaugural event, but they mentioned his name so many times, because he was a great president with a great history, and he cares for our community and for our people. and he's still doing the humanity aspect work. He never stopped doing anything. So I am so glad to hear, and I'm so glad that I also get to see a President Obama. So it was everyone was overwhelmed to see President Obama, and of course, Bill Clinton and George Bush. But I mean, nothing like Obama, right? And I am so glad that we have our first uh, uh, female
Woman, yeah,
vice
elected.
president, a woman, the United States. It is history in our nation, and for us to bring our pearls all the time, it will be it will be a successful for other to inspire other females, other girls to be somebody like she is now. Mhm.
Yes, for the first time in our history, a woman was elected to national office as Vice President of the United States, representing not just the African American community, but the South Asian community as well. So this is and she was sworn in by Justice Sotomayor,
Sotomayor,
first
right?
member of the Latinx community to serve on the Supreme Court.
It's a great history, and there, right there, it's a beautiful book. It's going to be written, yes, very soon. I just wanted to let you know that we don't forget our senior citizens in our town. They are number one. They had the first priority for the vaccine. They had the first priority for the mask. They had the first priority to get food. We even deliver some food at their homes for those individuals that could not make it, especially for persons with disabilities. So we want to continue to do the same work as we're doing it right now, and we need more young adults to give us a hand, give us some strength and assistance in order for us to progress a little bit more in our town as well.
All right. Well, we'll take that as a call to action.
Yes, call to action for our young adults. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Committee Person.
No. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here. And you are doing a fabulous job as president of the Cook County. We are very proud of you.
Well,
And I
you.
wish there could be more Tonys in the Cook County.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Gracias.